Microsoft Office Common Features, called that because you will find these features consistent in all of the applications for Microsoft Office. And the first is the File, Open, and Save. So we've got the Open dialog box. Or how about I hit File, New? And there are templates. We have templates in every application that will help us to create a nice, coherent application that has it has been professionally designed as far as layout is concerned, and as far as a color group is concerned, and then the fonts. And that's really nice. Now, one of the things that I just dearly love is Format Painter. And I use it a lot. I use it in Excel a lot, and actually in all of the applications. So in order to use Format Painter, I just put my cursor somewhere where there is a format that I want to use. And let's say that I didn't have this all done. If I click Format Painter once, I can use it once. And it's just a paintbrush. You just paint it over something. And it pulls the size, the font, the typeface, and if it's bulleted, it'll pull it over bulleted. You can use it in Excel and it'll copy cell color. Now, if I wanted to use it over and over again, then I'm going to use this format right here. I double click it, and then I can use it on that paragraph and that paragraph and that paragraph. And to finish it, I either clip it again or I hit the escape button, and you can see it's turned off now. So when it's turned on, it's gray. It's highlighted with gray. And when it's turned off, it's not. So saving a file, save. And first of all, we're going to browse and we're going to find the place to save it. If you're using Campus computers, you may want to save it and then move it to your Google Drive or to some way for you to be able to access it at home. You can always email it to yourself to make sure that you have a copy of it. But we choose the location, and then we choose the format that we want to save it in, and there's a lot of things we can save it in. We can save it as a PDF, which is really handy if you need to fax something and you don't want people to be able to edit it and change it. You can send it as a PDF. So you have different options, and if you don't know what these options mean, then do a quick Google search. Learn to use help. So that's how you open things. So I'm going to go back here, and I really don't even like what I did. I'm going to close that, and I'm not going to save it because I don't really care. So another feature that is so awesome, really, you've got to learn. Tell me what you want, or tell me what you want to do. And let's say that I want to insert picture. And then when I click on it, the only thing is that it automatically opens up the dialog box instead of actually showing you where that is. Well, it's in the insert menu, but in a lot of ways, if you're in a test and you're trying to do something and you tell it you want to insert a picture, it's going to automatically do that for you. That's my scary bee sting. That's really blurry. But good to know that the paper in the background is not blurry. Delete. There we go. So tell me what you want to do. And we have opened up a template. We select and edit text. So clicking once places your cursor. Clicking twice selects a word. Clicking 3 times selects a paragraph. A paragraph is defined as a line ending in this paragraph mark, which gets there by hitting enter. So if I hit enter 4 times, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. This is going to be important for you to understand, because a lot of your instructions are going to tell you how many paragraphs down. Even this title is considered to be a paragraph. I turn these paragraph marks off and on with this button. They also show me spaces, this is going to be very handy for you. They're going to show you a page break that you just inserted by hitting Control Enter. They will show you tabs. Tab. There we go. That's what a tab looks like. So this is really helpful. So cut, copy, paste. Double click. I could right click and go cut. Right click, paste. And then I get paste options. I want the text only. Those paste options are really important. How about this? Keep source formatting or to keep the destination formatting. Now that doesn't make much difference because our source and our destination are the same here, but that will make a difference and it'll be one of the features that it's going to ask you to understand. So I can also do Control C. That is copy. X is delete. Is paste. And I use a lot of control keys. Control B is bold. Control I is italics. Control Enter is a page break. All right, so those are some very handy shortcuts that will help you a lot. One of the most important things that you need to know about is spelling and grammar, and you need to always use that when you're writing a paper or anything. Run spell check, because you can have something and you can know all your spelling in it is perfect, and then you go back and edit something and don't notice that you edited over one letter of one word. So always run spelling and grammar. Now, these readability statistics that come up because of an option that I have selected in Word. And I'm going to show you where that is so that you understand, because this is going to say how many words I have, how many characters I have, how many paragraphs I have. And this doesn't say much because obviously I don't really have any text that I've written, but it's going to tell you the grade level that you're writing on. And I apologize that I just yawned. So I'm going to hit OK here, and then I'm going to go to File, Options down here. And if I go into Proofing, I'm going to find Show Readability Statistics right here. So if I deselect it, then I won't get that dialog box, but I really like to see those readability statistics after it has finished spell checking for me. So, okay. Oh, document properties. So that's going to be right here, our document properties. And we can protect the document, which means that we can control what people can do to it. And perhaps we just want them to look at it, read it. We can inspect it. You may not realize it, but there is metadata hidden in your files. And you can find out about it, and you can actually remove it from your documents. Here I can go to advanced properties, and then I see more properties where I could edit the author, I can change the company. There's my statistics again, my contents, custom fields. So I could put in here any of these custom fields, and then I could tell it what I wanted the value to be in that field. So that is where you're going to find times when you're putting in keywords. This is where you're going to be doing it. Okay. Now, let's look at inserting a picture, because that is a common task. So it's going to be, surprisingly enough, in the insert menu, pictures. And then I just go, I navigate to where the picture is, and I pop it in. And you know what? Since this is one of the first videos you're going to see, I'm a beekeeper, and I'm real fascinated because this is really my first year keeping bees. So I have a lot of bee pictures, and I can use bees for a lot of examples. So bees. Now, once I've inserted that and I click on it, and this is true in all applications, you're going to get menus that pop up that are relevant to the object that you just selected. So I can crop this and cut out that lovely background, because I sure did think about that when I was doing it, didn't I? Okay, and one of the other really important things about pictures, when I click off of it, it's going to show me the cropped one. When I click back, I get this little box right here. And this has to do with word wrapping. And you'll notice that I ended up inserting this right in the middle of the word bold. So I usually tell it tight, and then the text, you can try different ones through. You can actually have it behind the text, in front of the text, and but I use tight because then I can go and I can just move it around. Otherwise, it inserts photographs in line with text. So my cursor was right there whenever I inserted the picture in. It inserted it between the L and the D, which is most generally not what you want to do. And when I have that, let's go ahead and look at this format menu that comes up with things that I can do with this picture. So I can do artistic effects. Yeah, that didn't work out very well. I can change the picture, I can compress it, and I can reset the picture. I can do some color changes, get a different set of colors on it, and I can do some corrections. And if I had the right picture, I could remove the background, and you will see that in one of your exercises. So, document views. In every application, we have different document views, and shockingly, they're found on the View tab. So in this we have a web layout, print, a read mode, and in that mode, sometimes documents will open in that mode and you kind of wonder, where are all of your menus? Well, if you will just go to the View tab right here and go back into Edit Document, everything pops back up and the world is once again normal. But let's go back, and we're already here. So we can view it, draft, outline, and outline means a little bit more when you're in PowerPoint. It means something here because we can see it in outline view and we can move things around in outline view, which is really handy, and you'll learn a lot more about that. Now, footers and headers. Shockingly, footers and headers are going to be found on the Insert menu. Insert. Headers are real handy things. Sometimes you can put a title up there and then it's going to show up on every page. I use this a lot, and I have used it a lot professionally with a blank footer, because when I open up, I can put in document information. So if I put in the file name, actually usually the file path is what I want. And that's going to tell me where it's located. And this really becomes important as a professional, because you'll create this document and you'll wonder, did I put that in accounting and in accounts receivables, or did I put that in financial reports? And if you always have that file location on the bottom of the page, you know where it is. And I like page numbers, and you can create a standard template for these documents that will always have that. So page orientation is another thing that we have in all of our applications. And so on the layout menu, we have orientation, portrait, and landscape. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Control and the mouse wheel lets you zoom in and out. And that's the landscape orientation. And here's portrait. And then I can also choose size. And margins is going to be very similar. So I can choose a preset bunch of margins, or I can go to custom margins. And sometimes what I do when I'm trying to get the most narrow margin possible is I'll put 0 tab, 0 tab, 0 tab, 0, and then I hit OK as soon as I get my mouse over here. And this says some margins are outside the printable area of the page. Try moving them, and it has a fix button. So I do fix, and it puts it, and the margins that it sets on here are the margins that are appropriate for the printer that is set up on your computer at that time. And printer margins vary, so this is quite valuable. It's a trick I learned a long time ago. So there we go. Now, file, let's go to print preview. We go to print, and we automatically get a preview here of what it's going to look like. And I obviously wouldn't bother to print something that looked like this, but you have an idea of these features that you're going to find in every Microsoft Office application. So I hope you're ready to go, because we are going to barrel through this and you are going to be so happy with all the productivity that you achieve after you take this course.